Hello, hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. Alright, let's check what we got for you right now. What we're looking at right now, it's a 143 scale Saab 93 Turbo X. And this is a 2008 model. Alright, I find these cars too attractive and unfortunately at the same time were made. They were one of the very last models to be made by Saab altogether. Actually, no, yeah, one of the very last models, because then Saab also came with the 9.5, the very last um, new model from Saab. But from the 9.3 edition, these were the last models. Now this was the Turbo X. Turbo X was like the most powerful of the bunch. By the way, to get more into details about the Saab 9.3, this model, the Saab 9.3, was made between 1998 and 2010. In 2010. Now, Saab is a very, very much missed brand. I read the other day in one article that out of all the brands that GM got rid of back in those days, we're talking about Pontiac, we're talking about a little bit earlier before Oldsmobile, Saturn, Hummer, we and Saab. Obviously, Saab is definitely the most missed brand. They even tried a couple of times to bring him back, into to be sold again. I think it would have been a great idea. Saabs were definitely weird. They were weird, but they were good, and people missed that. Sometimes Saab was the brother that was rebellious. That was not the one that wanted to follow the mom's rules in the house. But it's okay. I mean, no, it's not okay to disrespect your family, but it's okay to not always follow like you're a robot. You can speak your mind with all the respect. Now we're talking about family wise, you want to respect your mother. But going back to our car, I meant to be rebellious. Like, didn't want to follow the automobile rules. We all have to look like this. We all have to act like that to be accepted in society. Saab was accepted and was liked because it did not usually follow the rules of other brands. You know, unfortunately, at the end of the eras with Saab, once GM took over, they kind of simmered Saab's ideas a lot. They simmered them down, and I think by simmering their ideas was a big mistake because they lost a bit of their why people liked them so much. And then Saab, GM parts were not as reliable as Saab back in the days. So unfortunately, they started putting their cheap parts, if we can say that, with all our GM fanatics. Saabs used to be more scaled, more luxury inclined, and to me, they were actually luxurious. Saab, to me, was a luxurious brand. To me, Saab competed with Audis, competed with Volvos, competed with BMWs, and to some extent with Mercedes Benz. They were reliable, they were good, they were fashionable. Hey, nobody can really tell me Saabs were in the same group with Volkswagen, because we all know Volkswagen is not as prestigious as Saab was. That's my ideas. You can let me know in the comments. With all. Now, one thing I do want to mention: after Saab went out of business, there was a brand, it's an electric brand called Nevs. I think was, I'm not sure really their story behind them. Was an electric. It was called National Electric Vehicle Sweden. and it was a Swedish electric car manufacturer, but they didn't last too long. They lasted only 2 years. They probably sold count not too many of these cars. But again, going back to this one. These cars were, if I'm not mistaken, they were 4 cylinders, but they were turbos, don't forget. Turbo engines. No, they had a 6 cylinder also, a 2.8, but most of them were turbo 4. And they came out at 5 speed, as a 6 speed, and also as an automatic. Alright guys, I'm gonna let it go around a few times, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so what do you guys think about these cars? Do you still miss the Saabs? Have you ever drove one of these? Do you still see them on the roads? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about them. Please do not forget to give me that nice thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Also, don't forget to click and subscribe. And have a great rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whenever you're watching this video. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.